I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out.
He's steaming mad.
He is out.
Swung. Fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! 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 The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Hello and welcome into the Total Chad Sports Podcast, number 68 on the list. And we are getting ready for another glorious day of sports talk here on the Total Chad Sports Podcast. Hit us up on any social media platforms. YouTube at Coach Grizzle TV. You got Twitter at Coach Grizzle TV. You got at Gwasny Chad. On TikTok, you got at Coach Grizzle. Pretty much you search at Coach Grizzle or at Coach Grizzle TV. You can pretty much find us anywhere. Even on Instagram, straight flexing, you can be at Coach Grizzle TV. I believe, I can't remember the other one, but the one that you want to search for is at Coach Grizzle TV. I need to start posting more on there. That's the only problem. I need to be like Instagram famous by posting on Instagram, but I don't do that enough. But anytime I try to find a good clip, and if you find anything as well that you want to clip throughout the Twitch stream, if you're a mod, or if you want to clip something on YouTube, find something in there that's pretty funny, something that was really good that was said. Like I've been saying for a long time, that Jalen Milroe should be one of the front runners for the Heisman, should possibly be a first round overall pick, number one overall. But we're just going to leave that at that. A lot of people sitting here retracting their statements about this man. There's a lot of people that had doubts about this man when he had experience. So a lot of people eating crow right now that think they know what they're talking about. But we're getting ready for another Braves game today against the Padres. Coming off a 4-0 loss last night. Nobody hitting a lick. That was great. You want to be a part of the chat? We've got the chat up as well. We've got Head of Steel in here already. Appreciate you being a part. Too many Ks. Too many Ks. Too many Ks. Shut up. The Phillies lost. I'm just kidding. I can't believe the Braves were the only team, the only away team to not get a win. The Mets, see, here's the thing. People are like saying, oh, I didn't want to play the Brewers. I would have loved to play the Brewers. They do this kind of stuff. They do this in the postseason. The Padres have been playing the Braves pretty well. It's a close series, 4-3 in the regular season. But the Padres had a couple of like commanding ass wins against the Braves. So even though it was a close-ass series, I mean, games like this, short turnaround, you would have thought, like, the Braves would be playing hot. No, not with 15 strikeouts. Not when all you're doing is hitting a bunch of singles, and, like, your best hit was Travis d'Arnaud and is a double. That was frustrating. Like, oh, he's the only one. He's the only one trying tonight. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Braves are hurt. Even if you say, like, let's throw Max Fried in here. Smith Shawver, I mean, like, he hasn't really, I mean, he pitched in AAA, but he hasn't pitched in the majors since, like, May or whatever. So, I mean, that was weird. I don't know who you would have been able to throw in there right now. Max Fried's playing today. against Musgrove. Even though Musgrove hasn't been great either, surprisingly enough. That King guy is their best pitcher. That Michael King guy. They didn't even have Dylan Cease in. So they went with Musgrove. And this could be a game the Braves could pull out if the bats wake up. They play 7:30 tonight. I guess that's Central Time. 7:30 Central Time. Because this is on mine, so this is Tigers and Astros at 1:30. That's on ABC. You can get that. Why do they only have one game? One game on public television that people can get? Because, like, most people, some people can't get ESPN2. Can't get ESPN. All right? You can't get some of these games. But you're going to put the Tigers-Astros game on ABC. Okay. Why isn't the Mets-Brewers game on ABC? Or why isn't the Braves-Padres game on ABC? They'll sit here and do 2 NFL games on a Monday night. Same damn network. And they won't put 2 baseball games on at the same time. Or later in the day. What is honestly on at 7:30 tonight on ABC? Don't they got WNBA they can put on ESPN too? Is Dancing with the Stars on ABC? Is that why? Are we missing that because of Dancing with the Stars? Is there more viewers than base? Probably. How about 12 million viewers for the Alabama-Georgia game? How crazy is that? It's not crazy. People wanted to see Alabama lose, and everybody wanted to see if Georgia would lose too. They just wanted to see both teams lose. Somebody's got to win. Orioles are great. I like the Orioles, but they keep doing this every year. Is that what's on ABC? The Golden Bachelorette. We need a Golden Bachelorette update with Steele. Just put you in Discord and you just go. And you sit here and just give us an update on the Golden Bachelorette. How's she doing? Are they helping each other get around in their handy ride? That's mean. That's rude. That's absolutely rude. They should be able to find love as well. It's not fair, but, you know. These rich people doing rich people things. Did you imagine, like doing that, though? Getting chosen for that? Like, they're just like, hey, we got this idea for older people, to find love in the retirement home. It's going to be great. It's all right. What's going on, buddy? Ready for the Braves to get swept today? Come on, Bravos. Max Fried Day, that acknowledge it. I can only watch for like 5 minutes before the wife catches me. Does the wife not watch Golden Bachelorette as well? Is she done with the Golden Bachelorette or Bachelorette in general? She's done with this? She's done with this. Not her cup of tea. What is a Lady Steele's cup of tea? Like, what kind of shows does she watch? Because I feel like it's something that, like, when you're married, you have to watch these types of shows. See, I can get away with watching Dog the Bounty Hunter all the time on one of the TVs. And then this one on, like, you know, something that's local or sports. I can also put it on. Oh, by the way, Pete Rose, we didn't talk about this. Pete Rose, rest in peace. And Frank Fritz from, what is it? American Pickers. Love that show. Absolutely love that show. Bigfoot documentaries and the news. Okay. Did she watch that show where those redneck dudes go out in the woods and try to, like, catch certain like Bigfoots or, you know, like superstitions or whatever that are in their area. Like, you know, like. Does she also watch Paranormal Things? Like those types of shows? Those are the worst. I watched too much of those as a child. What the hell is that? Oh God. That's scary. That's absolutely scary. I watched too much of what was it, Ghost Hunters? The show Ghost Hunters? And I got so into it for so long. And then I watched enough of it that I was just watching them like create a lot of it. And I was just like, all right, I'm done. I was like, all right, I'm done. If I ever have a paranormal experience, I'll let you know. But I just couldn't take it seriously anymore. It just sometimes like we create that, like we create that chill and like that anxiety, that weird feeling when we go to places and we think it's like haunted or whatever. That's like when the station that I was at, I always thought like when we went upstairs it was haunted. It probably was though. Absolutely scary though. But you could have done like a Paranormal Activity thing. I watched that movie and thought Paranormal Activity was like real for a little bit. I was like, is this really happening? No. This is not. This can't be right. Nobody should be able to show this to people and not do anything about it. Burn the house down. Do some kind of like ritual over it. Seal it up. Get them out of here. Get the devil out of them. You know. That's why, like, what was that movie with Russell Crowe where he's the priest? I saw that. That movie is friggin' weird. I can't do those types of things. That's the ghosts and the paranormal and the exorcist type things. Those are messed up. That's the kind of stuff that just keep away from me. Stuff that the Braves are going to need to do against the Padres. They're going to need some kind of magic. Some kind of dwarven magic. Some kind of nerd stuff. None of that craziness. I'm pretty excited, though. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be all right. Since we're talking about that mostly. Like getting ready for all those games. Better watch out, Brewers. That they might get swept by the Mets. Royals picking up a win against the Orioles. Like you said, the Orioles being hurt, that's going to be a big thing. Can the Royals keep winning? Tigers upsetting the Astros. That's huge. We'll see what happens going down there. I think the Astros will probably end up winning this game. I think if anyone's going to win, the Astros, probably the Orioles, they'll probably tie it up. I feel like the Mets and the Padres are going to end up sweeping their opponents. I just hope the Braves can get something on offense tonight behind Max Fried. And I hope Max Fried doesn't also give up like 4 runs in the first inning, kind of like how Smith Shawver gave up 3 in the first inning. Really gave up 2, but gave up a 2-run homer, and then after that you've got a couple more springed out across. Luke Jackson gives up the home run in the 8th. But no offense, nothing whatsoever. You got runners of the corners. You had runners left in scoring position. No extra base hits, really. Like a bunch of singles. Like the Braves got to do something. See, I could sit here and talk about this all day and just get pissed off. Just the bats got to wake up. Even with all the injuries, the bats got to wake up. You still have a consistent lineup that can still bat, still score runs. It's the same thing. The Padres did the same thing. The top of their lineup and the bottom of their lineup got most of their hits last night. Their core, their 3, 4, 5 hitters did nothing. They were like 0 for 6. The momentum is, and it's hot. Yeah, hot teams play well. The Astros or the Tigers could do something like the Diamondbacks did last year and make a run. But they got an uphill battle in the AL. Royals could do the same thing. Royals, because the Orioles do this thing too a lot of times. They could have won the division. Yeah. I feel like, and that's the thing where if Sale was healthy for the Braves, would have had one of the best rotations coming in there. But now, realistically, Phillies, Astros are pretty good. The Brewers are going to be kind of spotty. The Mets are pretty good. The Mets just have great bats. That's the thing. They're hot right now. If Strider was hurt, or if Strider wasn't hurt, it would have been great. You would have had Sale, Fried, Lopez, Charlie Morton. And the thing is, it's like, if you had Strider, that would have been an added bonus. For sure. He obviously would have gone game one. Sale, if Sale was healthy. Or, I don't even, who knows what would have even happened if Strider was even healthy at this time. Or was healthy all year. Where Sale would have been. So, like, realistically. And that's the thing. This matchup, though, it's a crapshoot. Both pitchers could give up four or five runs by the time they're pulled out of there. Surprisingly enough, like, these guys are like two like aces, if not second guy pitchers, you know. But that's what I'm saying before. In this game, it's not Dylan Cease. You had King pitch yesterday. That's their best pitcher, honestly. That's their ace. Then Dylan Cease, then Musgrove. So I wonder what'll happen if the Braves end up pulling this one out. What tomorrow's game is going to be like. Who they would pull out for tomorrow. Thursday night, we're done with the baseball talk. Because we got a lot of matchups. We got to figure out who's going to win what, who's going to go where. We'll try to do a show tomorrow as well, even though we're going to try to work tomorrow. We're going to try to work tomorrow afternoon. So we're going to try to do a show probably about the same time tomorrow and get ready. Maybe do like an hour. We'll see what happens. But we're getting ready for that Falcons game tomorrow night too. That's what sucks. I'm going to have to work during that game. But I'll watch the rest of it in the second half. Buccaneers and Falcons tomorrow. Falcons had 3 home games in a row. And 2 of them are their division opponents. And then they got to play the Panthers after this at the Panthers. I think this is what is this? This is like the 61st meeting between. Is this the one? Yeah, I think this is it. Where is it? This is the 61st meeting between the Buccaneers and the Falcons. You know what their record is? Just like the Saints. The Buccaneers are 31-30. So if the Falcons win, they're going to be tied again. These series are crazy. Now they're beating the crap out of the Panthers right now. I'm not even going to watch the Braves tonight. You're going to watch the Braves tonight. I made a thing to watch the Braves tonight. Because the Falcons, by the way, are 56-55 against the Saints, by the way, Yorkie. It's kind of like Duke and North Carolina rivalry, where it's like every year, because they play each other twice, it's like every year, it's like they win one and they win the other one. They win one and they win the other one. And it's just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You play each other twice every year, you expect something like that. Now, the Panthers series, The Falcons are 36-22 against the Panthers. They played them 58 times. They've played them obviously the least amount of times. But the Falcons lead every category except for the Bucks series. Which it's the same with the Saints and the Bucks. If we're looking at tomorrow's game, we get the Week 5 injury report. NFC Defensive Player of the Week, Troy Anderson, sidelined right now with a knee injury. He didn't practice. Caleb McGarry's got a knee, so watch out for Storm Norton possibly playing that offensive line. BJ Robinson had a hamstring injury. Ray McLeod had an ankle injury. There's a lot of dudes for Tampa Bay that are out. Elijah Cansey, Jalen McMillan, Trey Palmer, and Antoine Winfield. And then somebody that had limited participation, Luke Goddard, is a concussion. One of their offensive linemen, he's going to be out. So a few guys that aren't playing, a few guys that are backups, a few guys that are starters. They got a lot of dudes that were limited participation, including Tristan Wirfs and Mike Evans. So we'll see what happens on a short week. It's going to be crazy on a Thursday. Why watch the heartbreak? Here's the thing. You have to. You gotta stick it out. You've been dealing with this all year long. This is true to heart Braves fan as much as possible. I'll be possibly wearing a jersey crying later, okay? But I'm gonna watch this damn game. All right? I'm gonna watch Max Fried dominate, or I'm gonna watch Max Fried give up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. Yeah, they're 56 and 55, I think. I still have it up. I don't have it up anymore. They're like 56 and 55. There are 111 meetings between the Falcons and the Saints. And then you've got 58 meetings between the Panthers and the Falcons are 36 and 22. And there's 61 meetings between the Buccaneers and the Falcons, and the Bucks are up 31-30. So they're close too, just like the Saints, where it's just like every single year one team wins and the other one. And they were talking about in the press conference with Raheem Morris earlier this week, where it's like we won someone won it every other year. Well, when he was coaching for the Bucks in the early 2000s, yes, it was like that. Teams would win it. Different teams would win it every single year. Falcons in 2004. Then you'd have like a different team almost every year. But it wasn't until like Cam Newton at the Panthers, he won it like 3 years in a row. The Falcons won it when they went to the Super Bowl. Or wait a minute, I might be wrong on that. No, they did. And then you had the Saints win it 4 years in a row, and then when Tom Brady was there with the Bucks, the year they won the Super Bowl, I already looked this up. When they won the Super Bowl, they didn't even win the division. They got second. I think the Saints may have won the division that year. That's ridiculous. Then they won the division the following year. The Bucks did. And then last year, who won the division? The Bucks. So, and the Bucks upset the Eagles. So you got to watch out for the Bucks. Even though this is a short week and you got a lot of injuries for the Buccaneers. The only problem is with the Falcons is Bijan's limited. McGarry's limited. Troy Anderson didn't play or did not participate. So you'll have to see what happens going forward with that game. So if I'm looking at these games, I'm taking the Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons tomorrow night. Oh, sure. 1.5. Basically pick them. 1.5. Favorite at home. I feel like they're going to split this series, though, too. Like, it's going to be really crazy down the stretch. I don't think, like, the Bucks are a problem. And the Saints could be a problem down the stretch, too. Like, just to be able to get that and then win on the skin of your teeth with a 58-yard field goal, I mean, like, we'll have to see what happens when they play at the Saints, when they play at the Bucks, when they play at the Panthers, which they play next week. But give me the Falcons at home. Stay on top, make the South crazy, and have a weird standings throughout the division. Giants and Seahawks. Seahawks are a 6-point favorite at home. I think they're going to beat the crap out of the Giants. They'll bounce back. Let's see here. After that beating they had against the Lions, they're at home. Giants on the road. We'll see what happens if Malik Neighbors is playing. The London game, are you going to wake up for this game? Is anyone waking up for this game? The Jets and the Vikings? You get a London game. You get to see Sam Darnold versus Aaron Rodgers. The Vikings might end up winning this game. I don't know what to say about this. I mean, Sam Darnold's got 11 touchdowns and 3 interceptions right now, people. He's got 932 yards. Aaron Jones is playing really well. He's got Justin Jefferson at wide receiver. He's thrown 4 touchdowns to him already. In what, 4 games? So, the Vikings could be a problem. Defense playing real well. I think it's going to be like a Jets type of game, though. Aaron Rodgers is probably already there. He's probably already hanging out there. You're going to watch it at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. It's the early game. Remember to set your rosters. Make sure to set your rosters. 8:30 a.m. on that day. Panthers and Bears. Could be a pretty good game. Caleb Williams got a win last week. So let's see what happens. He's got 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, though. He's not playing too well. Their running game for the Panthers could be really good. If they limit the Red Rider, Andy Dalton. Ravens and Bengals, this will be a good game. I wish it wasn't at 12 o'clock. This is such a really, I mean, this is a good game to not be at like 3:25 or the Sunday night game. But I get it. I don't, but I get it. The Cowboys and Steelers is the Sunday night game. I don't get that. I would have loved to have watched the Ravens and the Bengals, even though their records aren't great. But 12 o'clock game. Hopefully people are going to be paying attention to this game. Baltimore's a 2.5-point favorite on the road against the Bengals, and I think they might beat the Bengals by 2 touchdowns. They can get that running game going, and their defense is really good, so we'll see what happens going forward there too. Shoot. I don't even know why it's that's what I'm saying. I don't know why it's a 12 o'clock game. That should be like a 3:25, 3:05, whatever you say game. That should be one of those games. One of those games that you get at the same time of another game, but it's on a different network, so you can have 2 TVs and you can watch both at the same time. You don't have to have just one and just be able to watch one. Give me the primetime game so I can be able to watch it. It's probably not even going to be the one on the on that TV. Let's see who's playing else on who would be on CBS. Maybe the Bills and Texans, because they're both 3-1. That's probably going to be the game that everyone's going to be able to watch. Swear to God, if it's the Dolphins and the Patriots in this market, I'm going to be mad. It probably will be. I bet you'll be able to get the Ravens and the Bengals. Normally you can get the Falcons, but that's on Thursday. So the 12 o'clock, I don't know if they'll have a 12 o'clock game. They'll probably have whatever the game of the week is, which will probably be maybe the Rams and Packers. Oh. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it would be this week, honestly. Well, the Fox game is Cardinals and 49ers or Raiders and Broncos. You might be able to get the Packers and Rams, I think. Or I think it'll be the Bills and Texans on CBS. if it's not the Ravens and Bengals, especially around here. Browns and Commanders. Commanders are playing real well. Better watch out. Browns are skidding. Jane Daniels is playing lights out. He's got 897 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Commanders playing real well. They're a 3-point favorite at home. Give me the Commanders. Jags and Colts. They could upset the Colts here. I don't know. Colts are playing good. You got the old man, Flacco, playing for him. So I think the Jags are just skidding. I don't know. We talked about this yesterday. I don't understand it. NFL is rigged. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. This man is a man of all wonders. He knows that it's right. Flacco feasts on this game. How are the Jags so bad? How are the Jags the worst team in the NFL? Tell me this. Explain to me how they're the worst team in the NFL. Because are the Panthers the worst team in the NFL? With or without Bryce? But with Andy Dalton. They're somehow the worst. I don't get it. How is Jacksonville favored in this game? Yeah, that's true. That is true. But how is Jacksonville? Because they're at home. It's not in London. That's the Jets, okay, and the Vikings. That's in London. Pats are the worst. You think the Patriots are the worst? They got to win, okay? They have a win. So the Jags gonna upset the Colts this week. Would you take the 3 points? They might beat the Dolphins. The Patriots might beat the Dolphins at home. How bad is... I mean, if you have another bad game like Huntley had, Tua should not ever come back. And Skylar Thompson's hurt. So if you have another bad game like that from Huntley, the Patriots might win this game. They'll have 2 wins. The Dolphins might be the worst team. They beat the Bengals practice squad. If they beat the Dolphins, if the Patriots beat the Dolphins, it's got to be one of these Florida teams. The Jaguars or the Dolphins, okay? Are the Browns the worst team? Not a chance they beat the Fins. Well, they're dumb. They're not very smart. Clearly, they're not very smart. They don't know what they have in front of them. It's just like when people were crapping on Jalen Milroe, and they don't know what they have in front of him. And then he realized that, hey, I can get first downs with my legs, and I can make a lot of money doing a lot of other things. The only problem is I have with both of them, Lamar and him, is getting hit so many damn times. But they're big and strong. Browns get Chubb back, they won't be as bad. I still have him in one of my NFL fantasies. I'm hoping that he comes back because I've had to get by with some of my running backs. Dude, but Lamar with Derrick Henry is disgusting though. And that might be a problem against the Bengals. His deep ball throws are really good. What'll happen is he'll get drafted by the Panthers. Or if it's the Giants, if the Giants are really this bad, he'll get drafted by the Giants, and then, maybe he'll have a better offensive coordinator. that'll come out of it if they don't get rid of Dayball. I mean, yes, in itself, it was underthrown, and it was a great play by Ryan Williams. But my gosh, to respond in one play, but even in that, I mean, what about the circus catch before that? Ryan Williams made a play out of that. They're just making plays, man. That's the one problem with Milroe, though, is like he doesn't make that initial decision. He wants to throw it still. But when he makes those runs and he gets hit certain ways, I'm just like, get up. I'm like, get up. Please get up. You can't be taking all them hits. It's like, just because you are a giant man does not mean you need to be getting hit like that all the time. I mean, my goodness, it's going to get crazy this weekend. Auburn traveling to Georgia. Deep South's oldest rivalry. That's going to be wild. Yeah. I mean, definitely. Watch him go to the Saints. Sit behind Derek Carr. Be disgusting. Because he won't go 1 overall. Something's going to happen down the road. Like, they're going to lose, like, a game. They'll, like, lose that Oklahoma game or whatever. He'll go to the Saints somehow. You think? I think at the end of the year, if we're looking at Heisman's, you're going to have him, Ward, and Jalen Milroe. You'll have those 3 guys. They could be the 1, 2, 3. Who knows who would win it? I think it would come down to a bunch of different people. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's necessarily a bum. I just think that, like, if he just, like, stops, like, I get it. It's the new age of these are the kids now. These are kids nowadays. You're cramping their style. They got to be Instagram famous. They got to have so many Twitter likes. They got to have so many viewers on their podcast to be cool. I mean, Ryan Williams right now is doing a podcast with Mbakwe, a defensive back from the same state, and they're doing one for Alabama. They're doing a podcast from Alabama. They'll get tons and tons of views, and they'll have everybody on anybody from the team, basketball, anybody from the university. They'll do all that kind of stuff. This is the new age of some of these athletes. But if he just plays football and worries about playing football, I'm totally down for it. But he's all about himself, and, like, that's the only problem I have with it. Like, I like Deion too, and I liked him when he played. But Deion as a coach just annoys the piss out of me, to be honest with you. Like, it's just like me, but it's just like, and then you go get your ass kicked, and then you're just like, well, why does everybody hate me? It's like, well, maybe it's warranted, maybe it's granted. Like, you just kind of, you expect that when you talk so much. So, I mean, like, that's the thing. That's what makes me mad. It's just like, look, just go play. Like, you can do all the showboating and everything like that after the game. You can do, or during the game, but not after the game. You won the game. Go on to the next one. Win the game the next week. Dance all you want on the field. Do all that stuff. But just the talking and just going after people and all that other stuff, like, that's the one thing that just, like, annoys me a little bit. It's too much WWE for me. That's why. Well, I think it's just like, if he gets a good offensive coordinator, obviously he's gonna thrive for sure. If he is a guy that can open it up for him. You know, I don't know if the Steelers would go after him. Would maybe the Raiders, the Jags, maybe, if that's not working out, the Dolphins because Tua's hurt. You know, I'm trying to think of some teams. You know, the Giants, obviously, if they're number 1 overall, or the Panthers. Which, if he goes to the Panthers, then he's screwed there too. So, I mean, like, it's gonna be it's gonna be a problem. So, I mean, that's the crazy thing about that. That's gonna be a problem for them. Looking around some of the high school football in my area, in 7A in the Region 4 in my area, Austin right now they're 5-0. They're taking on Huntsville this week. They're probably going to sit 6-0, 4-0 in the region after they beat Huntsville. Huntsville does got to win a game because Florence is sitting in 4th, and they've beaten Bob Jones. And they beat him in overtime. They're sitting at 4th. Sparkman's sitting at 3rd. James Clemens sitting at 4th. And 7A, this is 7A ball, baby, ladies and gentlemen, in Region 4. Which just means if you're 1st or 2nd and 3rd and 4th, you get to go play some of the best teams in the Mobile and the Birmingham area. So that means you get to get your butt kicked. But Grissom coming off their win against Albertville, they're taking on the best team in 5A against Gunnersville on the road. They were on the road against Albertville, 135-21. Huntsville didn't play, but they're at Austin. Like I said, they're the best team in Region 4. Sparkman, they're gonna take Bob Jones. This is the game that could really like make or break right here, because like they could drop, be the same. It's really like a 1-2. It's a 5-team race for like 3rd and 4th. Honestly, like if Bob Jones beats Sparkman, they're going to get pulled into like that 3rd rank. Florence will be 3rd, and then it'll be Sparkman, Bob Jones, Huntsville for that 3rd. Oh, yeah, there's still 6A. There's a few 6A teams around here, too, that I'm watching and paying attention to, too, because there's 2 teams that don't deserve – like, there's one team that really doesn't need to be 6A in here, and we've talked about this before, Columbia. They play Decatur. They play tomorrow. I'm actually going to probably be at that game tomorrow. And I'm going to do that game tomorrow. That's the reason why I'm going to get up early and maybe do a podcast in the morning. If not, I'm going to work this game tomorrow night. But then I'm probably going to go to a game Friday, so we'll just see what happens. But Columbia's playing Decatur. Decatur's 1-5. Columbia's 0-5. Or 0-6. 0-5. It was like, it's 1-5. They're 1-5, and Columbia's 0-5. Decatur is 0-3. They've already played 3 region games. Columbia's only played 2. Decatur's probably going to win this game. They're on the road, though. They got to play Columbia. Might not be good for – this is 6A, by the way, too. But they have to play Muscle Shoals, who's 3-0 in their region. Athens, who's 2-0 in their region. They're 5-0 overall. All right? Then they got Hartselle and Jasper. So they're in like a ring. They're like in a group of death, all right, in 6A Region 7. Region 6 and 8, or Region 8, 6A Region 8, you have Buckhorn, who's close to here. They didn't play last week. They got to play Fort Payne, who's 2nd. So this could be a play for, obviously, this is a play for 2nd in the region. Gadsden City has to play Lee. They're at Lee. This is the Friday night game. I think this is Gadsden City at Lee. This could be a problem for Lee. Gadsden City beat Bob Jones 40-27. And we're just talking about big boy ball, 7A. You're getting beat by a team in a lower classification pretty bad. Gadsden City is going to probably beat Lee pretty bad on Friday night. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that. I'm not going to be at that game probably. Not working it. Not going to be there for that game. So good luck, Lee. That's going to be a pretty big game against Gadsden City. Mae Jemison is playing Southside Gadsden. I guess that game is at A&M. Because if Gadsden City is at Lee, that Jemison's game, maybe it's at Joe Davis. I'm not sure. I'll have to see. It says verse. I don't know. It might be at A&M. I'd have to look that up. It's either at A&M or it'll be at Joe Davis. Because if the Huntsville's at, Grissom's at, yeah. Columbia's on Thursday. Lee's on Friday. Yeah, it's got to be. I would think it's at Joe Davis. I would think the Mae Jemison and Southside, they're going to be at the old baseball stadium. So in 6A Region 8, you're going to look at probably right now between Mae Jemison and Southside Gadsden. This game's going to pretty much decide, I think, who's going to make it and have be that fourth team to make the playoffs. Because Hazel Green really doesn't stand a chance, and Lee's 0-6 unless they can upset Gadsden City, which I don't know that's going to happen. And they lost to Decatur 44-0 last week. So let's see here. We're talking about 7A again. We're looking around the 7A grouping. Like I said, Sparkman loses to Bob Jones, or Huntsville upsets Austin, which could very much happen. I think this game might be at Joe Davis. It's Austin versus. No, it says at Austin. At Austin. Okay, we're good. Nice. What fields are you at today? How's that going? So 5A, we're looking at 5A now. 5A region 8. You got Gunnersville, Scottsboro, Arab, and Boaz. Dublin Park. I like that park. Took my little brother to the Jungle Gym area over there a few times. It's a nice little area. They have some Madison has some really nice parks. They have Dublin and they have another one that's really nice. And they keep it really clean. For sure. Like the parks around Huntsville are nice, but they're older, and I feel like that they're not just they need to be they need to be redone. Like there needs to be something there like that's newer or something that's cleaned up or so, you know what I mean? And that's the one thing that I hate about some of the parks around here. They're just too close, too tight knit. They're not far out like some of the other ones too. They're not a lot bigger. They don't feel like a bigger park. Let's see. So Gunners was playing Grissom. Grissom's on the road. That's going to be... I mean, it's a non-region game, non-same classification game. They're sitting on top of theirs. They're the best team in 5A. Scottsboro's got to play Brewer. They're at Brewer. That would actually be a good game to go watch. That's only about 30 minutes from here. Is going to see Scottsboro and play at Brewer. Arab plays Douglas. Boaz plays at Sardis. Of course, we said Douglas at Arab. Of course, Arab played Madison Academy last week, beat them 20-0. And they're lucky to be in 4A because that's a problem. Like, Arab's a really good team, even though they're probably the third best team in their region. That's the crazy thing about that. Yeah, they're third, and they're sitting behind Gunnersville and Scottsboro. You got, in the Region 7, you got Fairview, Russellville, Priceville, and Ardmore, and Priceville's sitting at third right now. Keep that up, Coach. Coach Tyson Parker. Keep it up, buddy. In the Priceville area. They're at West Point. West Point's the worst team in Region 7. They're 0-5. Hopefully they can keep winning. Stay on top of Ardmore. Be 2-1 in their region. They just got to beat out Ardmore. Well, realistically, they just got to beat out Lawrence County and East Limestone. Because if they don't win against Ardmore, and I don't know if they've played them or not. Oh, I have to look. They'll do pretty well. I hope he does well. Makes the playoffs, and then he'll end up having to play Scottsboro. Or I'll end up playing, let's see here. What do we got on Thursday night? That's tomorrow. Today, whenever you hear this, of course, you got Crenshaw Christian 4-1 against Edgewood Academy 1-3, Decatur 1-5, at Columbia 0-5 and 6A. Shades Valley is 2-4. They're playing Huffman at 1-4. That's another 6A matchup. Another 5A matchup. St. Clair County at Leeds. 4A Munford at Talladega. St. John Paul II is playing New Hope at New Hope. Oh, so that's tomorrow. Dang. They keep playing games when I want to go watch them. Good luck, Coach Harper, and your squad. They're 2-3, but they're playing really well. Let me look at the region real quick, because I had it up here. New Hope's sitting at. They've got a tough ass region. Yeah, their loss to North Jackson was huge. They also lost to Douglas, which is not even that's not even the same region and classification. But they're 2-1 in their region. They got to play John Paul II, which that'll give them another win. They'll be 3-1. Madison Academy's got to play North Jackson. North Jackson beat New Hope, so they could beat out that 4th spot if they don't upset somehow Westminster Christian down the road. Or maybe Madison Academy, which that's going to be that's an uphill battle for New Hope. That's going to be tough. Here. We don't want the cat pictures. Find a team. Let's look at New Hope. See here. Yeah, they got to play JP2. They can win this game. They got to play Madison Academy, Plainview, Westminster Christian, and then Randolph. So, realistically, I mean, they could still somehow squeak into the playoffs if they beat Madison Academy or Westminster Christian or Randolph. That's one of the best. Those are the best teams. They'd have to win 2 of these games. They could beat St. John Paul II and Madison Academy, I believe, and still make the playoffs. They have to play Plainview, which is not even a region game. But they got a chance. They have a chance because if they beat Madison Academy, they would sit at 4th. And that's in itself, if they beat JP2, that's fine. That's the worst team in their region. But if they beat them, they somehow beat Madison Academy, or they somehow upset Westminster Christian, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. So we hope that Coach Harper can make the playoffs for sure, even though he's got a tough-ass region. I mean, that is a really, really tough region. So let's get on this day in history and wrap it up, and then we'll get out of here. Expanded the on this day historical events in 939, the Battle of Andernach. King Otto and Herman of Swabia defeats Eberhard of Franconia and Giselbert of Lotharingia. What are these nations? This is crazy. In 976, Hisham II is appointed Caliph of Cordoba. In 1134, storm flood ravishes Zeeland County. In 1187, Saladin captures Jerusalem. I did not make that up. Look, I'm going to cut it right to it. I'm going to go there quicker. King Otto of Swabia defeats Eberhard of Franconia. And is that Giselbert? That sounds like a Sesame Street character. Giselbert of Lotharingia. Excuse you, sir. In 1187, of course, Sultan of Egypt, Saladin captures Jerusalem from the Crusaders. That's why you have the movie with Orlando Bloom. 1263, the Battle of Largs. Scots defeat the Norwegians on the Firth of Clyde, Scotland, returning to the Western Isles of Scotland, ending 500 years of Viking invasions. In 1492, Henry VII invades France. In 1518, English Cardinal Thomas Wolsey makes European plan. In 1535, French explorer Jacques Cartier first visits the Iroquois settlement of Hochelaga near later Montreal. Sounds like a place, man. I'm sorry, National. Giselbert of Lotharingia. Come on down for some pancakes at IHOP. Conquest of Kazan. 1540, Venice and Turkey signs peace. 1552, conquest of Kazan by Russian Tsar Ivan the Terrible. In 1572, Spanish army occupies, plunders, and destroys Mechlin. Is that the one in Japan, I think, or something like that? Mechlin, I think so. That could be wrong. 1608, Hans Lippershey applies for patent for the first known early telescope in the Netherlands. Louis XIII as an adult in 1614, French King Louis XIII declared an adult at age 13. Emperor Chongzhen in 1627, last emperor of the Chinese Ming Dynasty. Chongzhen comes to the throne after the death of his brother, Emperor Tiangi. In 1656, English North American colony of Connecticut passes law against Quakers. In 1700, Spanish King Carlos II appoints Philip van Anjou as his heir to the throne. 1760, Russian and Austrian army evacuates Berlin. 1787, Magden House opens in Amsterdam. In 1789, George Washington transmits the proposed constitutional amendments, the United States Bill of Rights, to the states of ratification. That happened today. 1792, Baptist Missionary Society forms in London. In 1797, Tula leader slave uprising sentenced to death in Curacao. In 1799, Duke of York and Russians capture Alkmaar in the Netherlands. 1804, Britain mobilizes to protect against French invasion. 1833, New York Anti-Slavery Society organized. In 1835, Battle of Gonzales fought between Texan settlers and Mexican forces. First engagement of the Texas Revolution. That happened today in 1835. Where does a cow's... It's a methane. Darwin returns to England in 1836 after 5 years at sea. Charles Darwin returns to England aboard the HMS Beagle. That happened today. The Battle of Saltville in 1864. That happened in Virginia during the Civil War. The Derriere. Got him. Got him. Ooh, he got him. Whoop. In 1870, Italy annexes Rome and Papal States. Rome made an Italian capital. Brigham Young was arrested in 1871. U.S. Mormon leader Brigham Young arrested for bigamy. In 1872, Morgan State University is founded today. In 1895, the first comic book or the cartoon comic strip is printed on a newspaper. 1901, French Royal Navy submarine launches at Barrow in Furness. In 1889, the first Pan American Conference held in Washington, D.C. happened today. 1902, Beatrix Potter's The Tale of Peter Rabbit is published by Frederick Warren and Company in London. Tale of Peter Rabbit. Let's see here. 1904, German General Lothar von Trotha issues order to exterminate native Herero and Namaqua peoples of German Southwest Africa, present-day Namibia. First genocide of the 20th century kills 65,000 Herero and 10,000 of the Namaqua tribe. Terrible. 1904, White Sox left-hander Doc White's streak of 45 consecutive MLB scoreless innings is snapped by New York Highlanders in Chicago. White Sox win 7-1 at Southside Park the third. Let's see. In 1910, the first two aircraft collision in Milan, Italy happened today. Okay. Let's see here. In 1919, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson has a stroke, leaving him partially paralyzed. That happened today. 1921, New York Yankees outfielder Babe Ruth hits then record 59th home run and 7-6 win over the former club Boston Red Sox at Polo Grounds in New York City. New York City. 1923, British occupying army leaves Constantinople. In 1924, the League of Nations approves Protocols of Geneva. Let's see here. In 1932, Washington Redskins, as Boston Braves, play franchise's debut NFL game, lose 14-0 to Brooklyn Dodgers at Braves Field. That would have been cool. The Polo Grounds, like just how open it was, and seeing pictures of like it going, I think it was like all the way up to like the 50s or something. But just to like see the pictures and like see some of the players like playing on the field, like that is pretty cool in itself. Just being able, that's the thing I wish there was more of, is that there were more pictures or there was more film and say like in a way like you could find more of this somewhere stashed away, like of like everything going on. That's the one cool thing I like seeing with some of these old games, like especially if you can find it on Wikipedia or just online and when you're searching something like that, and you can find a video and you can see the interaction of like fans of like the people that are there at the game. Cause like just seeing what those regular people went through, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like we always want to like build a time machine and go back and watch a certain event or something, or we want to go do these types of things. And it's like, you ever wonder like the people, like for instance, you're watching me, right? What you go through on a daily basis, like where, what like certain historical figures or whatever, like back in what they went through back in the day, just going through a regular day. You know what I mean? It's probably not the most eventful. It's probably not like the most memorable. You probably don't care, but it's like something that's just kind of like, wow, like what they lived through, what they saw, how the buildings changed in different different times of the year. Like people that lived here at one time, what the spring used to look like downtown, what the landscape was before they built, certain roads that got to other areas and built up bigger cities and, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see like pictures or you see videos on the internet. Yeah. Like you see guys in suits at games in like full ass, hot as hell probably. It's June. It's hot as shit. You're wearing a suit. You just got off your mill job, or you got off your coal mining job. (1936) First alcohol power plant forms in Atchison, Kansas. Like, was it always 38 miles to Guntersville? Probably. It probably is. Hold on. We'll test this out. Let's see. I think we've tried this before. Guntersville, Alabama. Directions. It'll take you... Okay, you hear me? You ready for this? It'll take you 15 hours and 50 minutes walking. It is 43 miles. But here's the thing. Hear me out. From that location is 5 miles. See, I had to do math there for a second. That location is 5 miles from me. Okay? So realistically, that man is correct. You can walk to Guntersville from that location. It is 38 miles. He wasn't wrong. It's just 38 miles. You get past the New Hope, you'd be so fucking tired. You won't hardly hold the ass up. It's a chauvinistic pig attitude that Clinton's got. I don't know. I guess he was mad at Clinton at that time. They'd be strutting that ass. He wasn't wrong. He was not wrong at all. 38 miles from that spot. Just 38 miles. How did he know? How did he know? That does that seem like a that seems like that seems like a good yeah, that walk is far. 15 hours. If you walked from here to Guntersville, it takes 15 hours. Could you imagine walking back in the day that far? Having to venture to towns on horseback? It probably took 8 hours. You've made this walk before, sir? Why are you walking this far, sir? I feel like I've walked this far since I've owned this dog right here. Bird. Hey, bird. Hey, bird. Yep. We've walked like 1,000 miles. Let's see here. 1940, 17 German aircraft shot down over England. 1940, British Council receives royal charter. 1941, 6 Paris synagogues are bombed by the Gestapo. In 1939, prototype for the Ilyushin 2, that's the 2. World's most produced military airplane designed by Sergei Ilyushin takes its first flight. Over 36,000 made for Soviet Air Force in World War II. 1941, Germans launch attack on Moscow. RMS Queen Mary carries thousands of U.S. troops. Slice her cruiser HMS Carousel in half, killing 2. That happened in 1942. Stay out of the Woolsworth. Let's see. 1942, World War II, British Royal Navy boards floundering German U-boat U-559, retrieving abandoned Enigma code machine. Before it sinks, 2 sailors go down with the sub. Damn, that sinks. Kind of crazy that they had to go down with the sub. (1950) First strip of Charlie Brown, Little Folks, later Peanuts, by Charles M. Schultz, published in 7 nationwide papers. This happened in 1950. USSR, 1949, recognizes People's Republic of China. Let's see. 1955, Alfred Hitchcock Presents premieres on CBS in the U.S. 1956, first atomic power clock exhibited in New York City. The Bridge Over the River Kwai, 1957, directed by David Lean and starring William Holden and Alec Genesis, and is released Academy Awards Best Picture in 1958. 1958, USSR performs nuclear test at Novaya Zemlya in the USSR. Let's see here. (1967) Thurgood Marshall sworn in as first black Supreme Court justice. This happened in 1967. Let's see here. Oh, my freaking leg hurts. 1974, future Baseball Hall of Fame right fielder Hank Aaron hits his final home run as a member of the Atlanta Braves in a 13-0 drubbing of the Cincinnati Reds. Aaron's 733rd career home run on his last NL at bat. Not to go back, but I love the game at Rickwood Field this year. I hope yeah, they need to. They need to do that more often. Here's the thing too. They also need to play NFL games at big college stadiums. They should definitely do that. You have like a game between like the Falcons and the Titans at Bryant-Denny or Jordan-Hare. Or you go do one at Auburn, at Georgia or Tennessee. Or you go do one at Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon. You could do it. Was 101, something like that. You could get about 101. I think it's like 91. The thing is like NFL only holds like 50 to 60. Yeah. Yeah. You can get like 90. It's like 90. It was 92 and then they added 10 more. So you can get about 100. That's about 100. Let's see, like NFL, they hold like 70 or, 60. Like there's not a whole lot. So like it would be pretty cool. They'd still fill up the stadium. You know what I mean? Especially in the big ones. Like Michigan with holding like 100,000. But yeah, those baseball games are really cool. I don't like... See, it's cool and everything. They do it for the Little League World Series and all that other stuff. I don't really like that game. Being at that park. I like just being at that venue. I do like the Rickwood Field. Be cool if they went to like... Would be really cool is... I still want this too. Is I want the MLB teams to wear, like on certain nights, I want them to wear their single A, triple A, and double A teams. Because it would be really cool to watch the Angels wearing the Trash Panda logo. You know what I mean? And wearing the hat. And wearing, that would be cool. And saying Rocket City. You know what I mean? When they do the Space Night for Houston. And they do the Space Night jerseys. Okay? Do when they do the player nights or whatever. Do that. Where they let them both wear their AAA jerseys, their AA jerseys, all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like for the Braves, for instance. Let them wear the Emperors. Okay? Let them wear the Stripers jerseys. That'll be cool. And then, of course, you got the new one. With the Peach Pits. Or whatever the hell they're called. So, do that. That'll be cool. And I want one of those hats too, by the way. Yeah, that's so stupid. They never should go away with that. Even basketball. I'm so sick. The only cool one that basketball ever did is when basketball did the black and white one. That was really cool. The black and white difference on the jerseys. I liked that one. But they need to wear, it needs to be white against color. Like, I want to see the Braves, dude, like the Braves, the Phillies, the Dodgers all have their white, wear the white that they have, and then play, the Padres, the Pirates, the Cardinals, like all their different dark jerseys, you know what I mean, or their colored jerseys. Give me that. I like that. I'm always down for that. There's no reason I hate the City Connect jerseys. They're so stupid. I can't stand those. Those things are so ugly, man. Like even the Braves one, they just went basic as fuck. They basically took the old school jersey in A that he wore, and they just did the script A, and it says the A, and then it has like certain things for Hank Aaron on it, but it's just like, come on, like we're just getting lazy now, especially with those All-Star jerseys they had that one year that were just lazy as hell. They look like softball jerseys. Yeah, but like that's the thing. It's like I would be totally cool. How about this? Instead of like gold trim, like silver trim, because you made the All-Star game or something like that. How about you wear the jersey in the game, right? And I'll buy it because I have the gold trim from winning this World Series. Get silver trim or like platinum or something, whatever. Make it shiny around the logo, and it be that jersey. So like the Braves jersey with the silver, Phillies with the silver, whatever. All right, and then same thing is for their dark jerseys, silver, outline it or whatever. Like make it like maybe the symbol is silver. I don't care, but like it's still the jersey. You know what I mean? It's still that jersey. And then have out all the many stars that they've been a all-star. I don't know. Because I mean that would be cooler. I mean, even if it's just the jersey with just the trim, like if it's the logo with the trim. So if it's if it says Atlanta across, or that's the away, but if it says the Braves across, it has the gold or the silver trim around that. Because the gold trim looks good when you win, obviously. I mean, even with the Rangers making their win, I mean, it still looked good on it. In 1979, Pope John Paul II visits New York City, and the UN announces all concentration camps and torture. Holmes versus Ali was in 1980. 38-year-old Muhammad Ali comes out of 2-year retirement to challenge undefeated world heavyweight champion Larry Holmes. At Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas, Ali is pounded unmercifully for 10 rounds, but his corner throws in the towel. Before his corner throws in the towel. 1982 bomb attack in Tehran kills 60, injured 700. 1983 Carl Yastrzemski's last at bat. 1983 Green Bay Packers are up for NFL record 49 points in the first half, 35 in the second quarter to clobber the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 55-14 at Tampa Stadium. 1983 wide receiver Art Monk begins NFL streak of 183 consecutive games with a reception in the Washington Redskins 37-35 win over the LA Raiders. 1984, due to a strike by MLB umpires, first NLCS games played with replacement umpires. Game 1, Chicago Cubs defeat the Padres 13-0. That's what they need to have, is they need to have umpire and referee strikes and see how many people will get to come out of that. Do that crap again. See here. Gorbachev in Paris, 1985. Russian party leader Gorbachev visits Paris, his first trip abroad. 1986, New York Mets Dwight Gooden becomes first pitcher to collect 200 strikeouts in each of his first 3 seasons when he records 7 in an 8-2 win versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know who has the top 2 after him? Spencer Strider. Or above him? Spencer Strider. 1988, Mike Tyson wrecks furniture and mansion in Bernardsville, New Jersey during a domestic dispute. 1990, World War II Allied nations cede any remaining rights as occupiers of Germany. This happened in 1990, people. Don Shula, 1994, legendary Miami head coach Don Shula beat Cincinnati head coach and his son David in the first ever NFL meeting between father and son. Dolphins defeat the Bengals 23-7. (1999) Atlanta Thrashers play their first regular season game in franchise history, a 4-1 loss to the visiting New Jersey Devils before a crowd of 18,545 at Phillips Arena. Kelly Butchberger scores first goal in Thrashers history. That happened today. That's cool. Oh, in 1999 as well, number 21 Alabama team beats number 3 Florida 40-39 in overtime to snap the Gators' 30-game win streak. Future Seattle Seahawks running back Sean Alexander crosses for 4 touchdowns for the Crimson Tide. My cousin was there. That would have been his freshman year. Scrubs, 2001, American sitcom Scrubs, starring Zach Braff as DJ J.D. Duran, or Dr. J.D. Dorian, premieres on NBC. I can't even read. In 2001, NATO states it will support U.S. military strikes against Afghanistan in retaliation for the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Jeff Kemp becomes the all-time home run leader for MLB second baseman when he hits 2 in Astros 9-3 victory over the Rockies. 302 overall home run to break Ryan Sandberg's major league record established in 1997. (2005) NFL plays first regular season game outside the United States when Arizona Cardinals defeat the 49ers 31-14 in Mexico City, Mexico. Stan Lee Day in 2009. It is Stan Lee Day, apparently, declared by County of Los Angeles and the City of Long Beach. Stan Lee Day. I mean, yeah. You got to do it when you're young. Do it when you're young, and then you can make money. Hi, bird. You just saw a bird sighting. In 2016, Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint of $10 million worth of jewelry and her hotel in Paris. Okay. 2016, veteran broadcaster Vince Scully calls his final LA Dodgers game, 7-1 loss against San Francisco after a record 67 MLB seasons. Let's see here. Melania tours Africa, 2018. Trump tested positive for COVID in 2020 on this day. Hospitalized later that day. And the First Lady. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was honored in 2023. A commemorative stamp. All right. Now let's look at some birthdays. Richard III, King of England. 1452 to 1485. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, King of England. Richard III. Let's see here. Do we have anybody? Nat Turner, American leader of the major slave rebellion in Virginia in 1831. He was born in Southampton County, Virginia. 1800 to 1831. Paul von Hindenburg, German World War I general and president of Germany, 1925 to 34. Born in Posen, Duchy of Posen, and Prussia. William Ramsay, 1852 to 1916. Scottish chemist who discovered noble gases. Noble, 1904. Born in Glasgow, Scotland. Mahatma Gandhi's birthday is today, 1869 to 1948. Indian independence activist and spiritual leader, born in Porbandar, Kathiawar Agency in British India. See here. Groucho Marx, 1890 to 1977, American comedian. Marx Brothers, You Bet Your Life, born in New York City. Coco the Clown, 1900 to 1974, Russian-born British clown, famous for his mid-20th century, born in Devents, Russian Empire. Let's see here. See here, any other birthdays? Maury Wills, 1932 2002 or 2022, American baseball shortstop. He was a 7-time All-Star, an MVP in 1962, World Series in 59, 63, 65. LA Dodgers, born in Washington, D.C. Let's see here. I don't know. Robert Henry Lawrence Jr., 1935 to 1967. First African-American astronaut and U.S. Air Force major, born in Chicago, Illinois. Surprised there's not a Lawrence High School. Steve Sabol, 1942 to 2012. American filmmaker, 35 Emmy Awards, NFL films. He was born in Morristown, New Jersey. He was born today. See here. Sting, not the wrestler, but the singer. 1951, British singer and songwriter, bassist and the Police, Every Breath You Take, solo Fragile, an actor in Dune, born in Wallsend, Northumberland. He was born in the north of England. See here. Let's see here. Michael Brooks, 1964. He's an American NFL linebacker. Pro Bowl in 1992. Denver Broncos. He was born in Ruston, Louisiana. Thomas Muster. He was a 1967 Austrian tennis player. Jana Novotna. He's a Czech tennis player. He was born today. Tiffany Darwish, 1971, American pop and rock singer. I Think We're Alone Now. Born in Norwalk, California. Let's see here. Anybody else? Tyson Chandler, American basketball center. He was born in 1982. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he was born in 1987. American auto racer. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee. And then there was some American singer in 2002. I guess he's a Disney Channel person. Jacob Sartorius. He's 22. He was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel. Thank you so much for being a part of the Total Chad Sports Podcast number 68 on the list. You guys have a good rest of your day. Enjoy some football on this weekend, and everything like that. We're going to try to maybe do a show tomorrow. If not, we'll see you same time next week, Monday and Wednesday, for number 69 and number 70 on the list. If not, we'll try to get one in, and we'll try to throw everything that we're going to be talking about. But we greatly appreciate everyone being here. James, Yorkie, How to Steal. Who else was here? Let's see. James, Yorkie, How to Steal. Thank you so much for being here. If I missed anybody, thank you so much for being a part. If you were lurking, everything like that, Y'all have a good rest of your day. I'm out of here. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my week. So y'all have a good day. Thank you so much. Peace.
I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he is. He's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
Steaming mad.
he is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes, yes, yes. The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Van Tippen has won the ball game. Alabama has beaten Auburn.
I'd like for the people to